back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is nothing a little Dynamite couldn't solve. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website. Bring in a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, so the moving saga continues. I mean, we're making good progress. It's coming, it's fast approaching. Friday, the end of this week, is when the official move date is. We are rapidly and aggressively working on getting all of the products that we possibly can get out the door before, realistically, probably Thursday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and Thursday morning, we're going to be starting to heavily get things in boxes so that by Friday morning we can move. Now, we have planned on doing a kind of a different couple of staging, but we wanted to go into this move relatively organized because I wanted to keep our downtime to a minimum. So to that effect, what I had ended up doing was I went to the new location. I got keys a little while ago. They said you guys can move in whenever you want, and our first day of the move was supposedly the first anyway, so it's not a problem. So I got keys, and I went in there, and I was looking around, and I realized that what I needed to do was I needed to create a scale model on my computer of the workshop so that I could properly do layouts and figure out the flow. So I spent almost all of Friday working on a one-to-one virtual scale model of the workshop. And it's really kind of impressive. I'm very happy with myself. But what it really began to do was it forced me to really look very, very closely at all of the details of all of the dimensions and all of the details of all the nooks and the crannies and the corners. And I realized, A, I've got to go in there and clean heavily, but B, that there's some things that need to get repaired, little things. So it was a really good exercise to do. And the original kind of plan from last week was Friday, I go in, I do a scale mock-up of everything. I get my first kind of version of my layouts. Saturday morning, Meryl and Anna were going to come into the new workshop, and we were going to walk through the space. We were going to talk through my designs, my layouts. We were going to make changes and edits. Saturday afternoon, I was going to have my commercial electrician come in, who was going to take a look at the place and figure out if the power that we need is where we need it, or if we had to adjust something along those lines. And then Sunday was going to be a lot of work on the version 2 prototype of the remarkable tablet case, as well as some cutting on my side of things for cutting of roughs. And then Monday, today, which is when I'm recording this, is about me cleaning up the workshop, getting all of the old cobwebs taken care of, and ordering all of the new equipment, new desks and new tables and new chairs, because we're getting all brand new things. And then Tuesday, when it arrived, because most of it's coming from Uline, so it'll get here in a day. Most of it was going to arrive, and then I would start doing all of the assembly work, so that by the time, and that would be Tuesday and Wednesday, would be when I would do assembly of all of the shelving units and the desks and everything that goes into it, so that by Thursday, I could either help pack, depending on where they're at, but if not, then I could continue to kind of finish that out. And then by Friday morning, when the move was happened, all of the shelving, all of the racking, all of the desks, everything is all set up and ready to go in the new place, and all that needs to happen is for the movers to pick up the boxes and put them in the boxes where they go, and then our team will be unpacking them and putting them away. That was the plan. That's the strategy. And so on Friday, when I'm doing this layout and I'm doing the scale model, I suddenly notice a bit of an issue. All of the doors in the entire workshop are 36 inches wide. There's not a single door wider than that. Now, that's not really a problem if we're using the equipment we're currently using. But we had planned, and a big part of this whole process was to get a new press, a big, fancy, 30-ton, massive swing arm press. Now, a couple of reasons for that. One, the larger die head means that we can do even our largest dies in one strike, right? So rather than having to do what we do now, which is, for example, an executive cut die is so large that on our current press, we have to do 4 actions moving the die every time. And there's a tendency when you do that, there can be something called die shift, which is where the leather underneath it just ever so slightly moves as the die comes back up off of it. And if you do multiple strikes, you can get that die shift can make it look terrible. So the new press is a big part of it. Now, second, and more importantly, the current manual press we have is a giant swing arm bar overhead that you pull down. And it's this, I mean, the bar itself is probably 5 foot long. And that's what allows someone to generate the force of 8 tons. Now, the problem is that requires quite a bit of strength, despite the mechanical advantage. And so, realistically, the only person on the team that can do it is myself or Evan. It's a physically demanding activity as well, and that limits us in a lot of ways. So the plan was that once we made this move, we were going to buy our fancy press, and because it's a hydraulic press, it's with quite a few safety mechanisms, all it takes is that the 2 buttons on the handle have to be pressed at the same time, and then it goes down and back up, right? And that allows us so that we could have any member of our team, be it the strongest person or the weakest person, could be able to operate that press, which allows for us to have kind of good coverage on the production side of things. Well, the machine, after speaking with the people that make it, the smallest dimension on the machine is 40 inches wide. We talked about taking it apart. That's not going to work because the base of the machine is a single, solid, welded piece. And it makes sense. The machine's got to produce 30 tons of force. It has to be a very strong frame to support, obviously, that kind of pressure. But it presents a problem with the new workshop that I was struggling to kind of come up with a solution for. Now, originally, I had created this blueprint, and then I'd sent it off to the landlord, and I'd suggested that what I'd wanted was to get the specific door in a specific room widened, and it was a door that led into the warehouse, and I wanted to get it widened from 36 to 40 inches, or from 36 to 48, realistically, but at least 40 inches wide. I hadn't heard anything back. That was Friday afternoon. Saturday morning, I'm walking through the space with Meryl and Anna, and we do a bunch of redesigning of my layouts. All in all, and this is something I'm actually very impressed with and very proud of, the design is going to work really well for our flow. We were able to put together a very good step-by-step process where the leather starts on one end, goes to the other end. It doesn't need to go back and forth in different places. It's a very convenient flow, which is excellent, and it'll hopefully allow us to increase our speed and productivity and make things a lot more, I guess, what's the right way to say this? It's going to help eliminate the extra time that is taking our productivity down due to inefficiency of the layout. This should solve that. And the space altogether after that was great. I worked with the electrician now that I had a finalized plan after speaking with Meryl and Anna, and we had a pretty solid plan of where everything's going to go. I worked with the electrician. We did a pretty good job. We realized that there is one outlet that needs to be moved functionally. It's really that the one conduit needs to be moved around to a different wall, but that won't take very long and be very difficult to do. And so all in all, we're in pretty good shape, the workshop. But the door problem still persisted. And I was walking around with the electrician and looking at it. And he pointed out something that I had priorly missed. And that is that the door is on a load-bearing wall. But more importantly, the door is on a load-bearing cinder block wall, which means that to widen that door would require a structural engineer and a mason, as well as building permits and a lot of money. That's difficult. That's going to be a hard thing to pull off. And frankly, all of the doors have the same problem. So there isn't really a lot of, basically all of the doors that lead into the warehouse, because of the positioning of the office space connected to the warehouse, all of those are all on that load-bearing wall. So they all have the same problem. However, he pointed something out that I thought was quite smart, which is that the window in that same room that it needs to go in is actually large enough that if we could get the pallet up to the window, through the window, and down, it could fit the machine through the window. And on top of that, the window itself has several broken panes. They're not broken all the way out, but they're cracked. So functionally, that window's probably going to need to get replaced in the near future anyway. So if the landlord's going to have to replace it anyway, maybe we work with him in coordinating and figuring out a way to do it at the same time so that we can move the machines in that way. It saves him and me a ton of money and a ton of time working with masons and structural engineers and building permits and all the other nonsense to modify a single door in the building. We don't really need the door to be that wide regularly. We just needed it to be that wide to get the workshop, machine in. And overall, I think it's a pretty elegant solution. We can use a telehandler. One of those telehandlers are just, they're like forklifts, but the forklift, rather than being on the little up and down guy, it's on a crane arm. And so I've got a friend of mine who's a commercial heavy operator. So he's going to be a great resource in this particular thing. So all in all, I think we've got a good lead. I'm still waiting on that, but I made a joke that there's, this solution is nothing that a little dynamite could solve, right? You can blow a hole in any sort of wall. And realistically speaking, from a technical standpoint, widening that 36-inch wide door to 48, I don't think realistically would be that challenging of a adjustment. But the window solution is a very simple, elegant solution that doesn't require building permits and is going to be much faster and much easier and frankly quite a bit cheaper. I mean, the windows that we're going to need to replace may be $1,000 at most, probably no more than $500 in reality. So that's a simple solution. I'm excited. I am. I've been continuing to toy with all of the different pieces. And the reason why we're buying all new equipment, new desks, new racking, all stuff, is because the stuff we bought before was cheap, very poorly designed, poorly made racking that's just falling apart. It was never designed to last a while. We bought for our engravers a little while back really sturdy, really nice racking. That was very expensive, but it's very good. So what we're doing is we're standardizing all of our shelving to that racking. And we're getting all new desks that are going to be nicer, larger, made out of better materials from a more reputable supplier. While this move is going to be expensive in that regard, I mean, this is going to be more than $10,000 in equipment, probably closer to $20,000. I think the company that's going to come out of this, transition will be stronger, better at dealing with logistical troubles. It will have fewer logistical troubles. We'll be able to produce with a much more streamlined process with better equipment, in better lighting conditions, with less bumping into each other, with plenty of space. We'll be able to hire quite a few more additional people. We'll have the parking for that. We'll have the bathroom requirements and all of the OSHA safety things that we need for that. We'll be able to have a really solid production situation that will allow us, I think, to rapidly scale up our production and keep our lead times. And my hope is that not only can we scale up our production aggressively, scale up our sales aggressively, but also maintain our lead times and hopefully keep them under keep them down to 1 to 3 days is my goal for that. And I think that's doable. And if we can do all of that in the next 2 months between September and October, I think we can go into the Christmas season just ready to just really, really, really see what this company can really do. And that's exciting. It's very exciting. And I'm so close. We're so close to being in the new space. We're so close to getting these things worked out. And it's just one problem after another that just needs solutions. But that's what my job is, solving problems. So I guess I'll keep at it. All right, thanks, folks. Be sure to check back in on Thursday for our next topic. I shouldn't have any problem getting that topic done. However, if there's something that happens when I would record it on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning, just bear with me. I'm really, really hoping that we can avoid any troubles. But if that happens, this may not happen. Regardless, even if I don't necessarily get that out to you guys on Thursday, which is a possibility, I will be sure to get you one out next week detailing how the move went, because by that point, it will be done, hopefully. So definitely check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified when those podcasts come out. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, accessory, anything we sell, feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative Co, or you can contact us via Instagram or Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message, all the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible, but we do appreciate your patience. If you want to give us a phone call, it's 414-434-9001. We're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. We are not going to be open on Labor Day, so that we won't be available then, but it's a call or text number. So it's 414-434-9001. If you don't get a hold of us, just because we're either on the phone with somebody else or it happens to be outside of our business hours, leave us a voicemail. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as we possibly can. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community, both a review on whatever podcast app you're listening on, but also a review on the product itself if you have one. Go to murdycreative.co/reviews to read all of our amazing 5-star reviews, and there's a button there that says leave a good review. You click on that, it'll take you to facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews. You can write out your amazing review. We love them. We read them all. I read them out loud to the team. They're going to go up on a new space on our workshop so everyone can see them. If for whatever reason you'd leave us a bad review, there's another button there that says get in contact with us. Please, please, please reach out to us first. Give us an opportunity to make it right. It's very important to me personally that everyone has a good experience with the company. So we will do anything in our power, recrafting, refunding, whatever the case may be, so that we can make sure that you are pleased and it's a pleasant experience all around. So please, 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 before you would leave us a bad review, give us an opportunity to make it right. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising. So tell your friends and family about the company. If you want to get a little something for doing that, go to the main page of our website. In the bottom left-hand corner, there's a rewards tab. If you click on that and you log in, you'll be able to then A, earn 5% back on any purchase you make as in-store credit, but B, there's a shareable link there. You share that link with your friends and family, they get $5 off their first purchase, and you get $5 of in-store credit when they make that purchase. So it's amazing. Go share that with your friends and family. It really helps us. If you have any podcast topics you're looking to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always interested in talking about just about anything, and I want to know what you guys want to know. So leave a comment below or send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, and we'd be happy to talk about what we can talk about. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, anything we sell for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we do have bulk discounts automatically built into the cart. So add whatever quantity you want of whatever you want. It's mix and match. It's just based off the total cart quantity. Once you add those things to your cart, the automatic bulk discount appropriate for that quantity will be applied. If you're not exactly sure about a specific quantity that you need and you're working instead to try to find the best bulk advantage, send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co. Our team can walk you through what the bulk discount rates are for the various quantities, and they can help you find that right quantity for the price you're looking for. If you're looking for custom engraved items, we have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees. It's a simple flat fee, normally $15. It can go up a little bit depending on the size and complexity, but that's rare. If you're going to get just one, that's perfectly fine. It's the $15 flat fee. However, if you're going to get a bulk quantity of those, that $15 also experiences that same bulk discount. So it can go down quite a bit. Once again, no minimums, no setup fees. It's just a simple flat fee of $15 per item. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day and goodbye.